Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is Charan. Let's continue the MS Excel VBA course tutorial series. Now in this video tutorial, I will explain in Excel using a VBA code how to retrieve or select dynamically the top or bottom rows from a table by a user specific number of records from a SQL Server database table. So let's start the tutorial. Now let's check the final output again. If I enter one record from the bottom, here we got 10 Paul David. See, bottom 10 Paul David. If I enter 3, I am selecting top 3 records from this EMP table. Top 3 records, what is this? Charan, Derek and Peter. 1, 2, 3. Click. See here, 1, 2, 3. If you select descending order, top, bottom 3 records, click 10, 9, 8. 10, 9, 8. If you add here 6, bottom 6 records, here we got bottom 6 records. If I add bottom 2 records, top 2 records. So you need to add ascending, click top 2 records. From this EMP table. If you are a first time visitor to my channel, please subscribe to get the latest updates. For this video tutorial, I am creating a new blank workbook and the workbook name is a book 1 Excel. Now my aim is I want to fetch the n number of records from an SQL Server database table by a user selection, the top n number of records or bottom n number of records. For that, I am using a VBA code. First, I require three controls. One is a text box, second one is a combo box, and the third one is a button control. First, let's add those controls. Notice on the menu bar there is a developer here. Click the developer option. In the developer option, there is a controls. Under controls, there is an insert controls option here. Click that one. And insert controls, there is a 2 types of controls, form and ActiveX controls. For this example, I am taking the ActiveX controls. First, I require one text box controls, which I am placing on my Excel sheet. And this text box I am using to enter the n number of records. After that, I require the combo box. The combo box I am selecting here. And I am placing here the combo box. And this combo box will display, the user can select the top or the bottom options. And I require one button control. So here is the command button. I am placing the command button. Now I am changing this button control label to, notice here in the properties, you have to select the command button, then go to properties. In the properties, the caption I am changing to click. After that, that's it. We have done the designing part. I am not concentrating much on designing part. I will show you the code, how to fetch the n number of records, top or the bottom one, bottom one. Now select the button control, double click the button control. We are redirected to the Microsoft Visual Basic for applications. And notice the event is the command button click event. Now the code is, before writing the coding part, the first thing I need to add one reference for the ADO/DB connections. For that, go to tools on the menu bar, click that one. In the tools there is a references option here, click that one. In the references of the VBA project, we need to add the Microsoft ActiveX Data Objects 2.0 library. Select the checkbox control. Once we got the tick mark here, which means it's selected, then click OK. Now the ActiveX Objects is added to our project. Now we can able to access the ADO/DB classes, properties, methods, whatever we require, we can use. Now let's write the coding part. First, I am declaring 3 variables, dim, con as ADO/DB.connection. First, I require the ADO/DB connection. Then I require another object for record set as ADODB.record set, and the third one for SQL connection as string data type. This SQL connection is for our SQL Server Management Studio connection string. So first let's add the connection string. SQL con is equals to between double quotes. First we require the provider is equals to SQL OLEDB colon. After that I am giving some space, ampersand, space, underscore. So I can add the new parameter in a new line. If I add the connection string in a single line, the connection string is very large, very lengthy, so it can't be visible. Now again the double quotes, we require the data source. The data source, data space, source. S is capital, source is equals to, here the data source is our SQL server name. So to grab our necessary connection string, let's connect to my SQL Server Database Management Studio. I am connecting to my SQL Server Management Studio. This is the server name, which is highlight this one, copy this thing. This is my server name. Let's connect the database. After I connected successfully, notice databases option here. Expand the databases folder. We have 3 user defined databases. Now I am expanding the Charan database. From the Charan database I am expanding the tables folder. In the tables folder, for this tutorial I am selecting the EMP table. Let's select that one. Right click the mouse, select top 1000 rows. And here we got the results of the EMP table. Below we got the records in a preview. Right now in this EMP table contains 10 records. Now let's add the coding part. Again switch over to our Excel sheet. In the VBA code, let's paste that server name which we have copied, colon, double quotes, space, ampersand, space, underscore, enter. The third parameter is the initial catalog. I is capital, initial catalog is equals to, the initial catalog is our database name. What is our database name? This EMP table we have created in this Charan database. So let's add the database name is a Charan, colon, double quotes, space, ampersand, space, underscore. Now the last one is a integrated security. Integrated security is equals to SSPI, colon, double quotes. That's it. We require these 4 parameters: provider, data source, initial catalog, and integrated security. After we got the connection string of our SQL Server Database Management Studio, now we need to create an object for this connection. So here set con is equals to new ADODB.connection. After that con.open method. In this open method, notice once I add the space bar, we got the it's asking the connection string as string data type. Connection string, what is the connection string here? Which is the SQL con. Let's add the SQL con. Now the next step is, after we open the connection string, we require the we need to execute the SQL statement. For that I am using the record set. So set rs is equals to con.execute method, and this execute method I am writing the statement, select statement, select top double quotes. I am closing double quotes. Between these double quotes I am adding ampersand space. Now here I am selecting the number of records. I want to display the number of records where entering in a text box. So I'm adding the text box one dot text space. After that, star from the table name. What is the table name? This is the table name. Let's add the table name here. EMP table, table order by EMP ID. EMP ID. After that, I'm adding double quotes again. Double quotes, ampersand, double quotes, and between this ampersand, I'm adding the orders, top or descending by the combo box. With the help of combo box, I'm selecting to fetch the top or bottom records. Combo box one dot value colon double quotes space. That's it. This is the code. And after that, once we execute the statement, I want to display the records in our Excel sheet. For that, if not rs dot end of file, then let's close the if condition with end if. Here the statement to display the records in our Excel sheet. Let's add sheets. It's taking the index as object. What is our sheet? Sheet 1. You can add our sheet name, or you can add 1 only, because sheet 1 is our index number 1 dot range. What is the range? I'm adding the range. I want to display in the F5. Here the records, the selected records, I want to display from F5. So let's add F5 dot copy from record set rs the close method. That's it. We have done the coding part, but we need to add the values in our combo box. Unselect the design mode. Right now this combo box is empty. We need to add ascending and descending. Ascending is the top rows, it will select. Descending is the bottom rows, it will select. So again, double click the go to design mode, double click that one, go to worksheet. In the worksheet we need to add activate. Now delete this selection change event, we don't require. In the active worksheet, once we run the application, I want to populate the data. Combo box one dot value is equals to, between double quotes I am adding ascending order. After that, combo box not value, add item. Let's add item. Add item is equals to ascending. Add item is ascending, and combo box one dot add item is descending. Remember, ascending is, it will select the top rows, top n number of rows. Descending is display the selecting from the bottom records. That's it. Now let's run this application. Switch over to our Excel sheet. Now let's check the final output of our application. I'm entering the value right now in our EMP table contains 10 records. Now I'm adding, let's add 2 here, let's add 5 here, and notice here we got the ascending and descending. Ascending is the top, descending is the bottom. Now I want to get top bottom 5 records. What are the bottom 5 records? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, like that. Paul, Rahul, Srikanth, Raju, Ben. Let's execute the statement. Let's execute the statement. Click See here we got the bottom rows we got here, and if I select 3 here, when I click, notice what will happen. It's not displaying 3 records. We got only 5 records only because it's not updating the Excel sheet. So what we have to do is, in the command click, we need to clear the cells first. So sheets 1 dot cells dot clear method. That's it. Now let's run this application. We'll check the output. See, now we got 3 here. Now let's check the final output again. If I enter 1 record from the bottom, here we got 10 Paul David. See, bottom 10 Paul David. If I enter 3, I am selecting top 3 records from this EMP table. Top 3 records, what is this? Sharon, Derek and Peter. 1, 2, 3. Click. See here, 1, 2, 3. If you select descending order, bottom 3 records, click. 10, 9, 8. 10, 9, 8. If you add here 6, bottom 6 records, here we got bottom 6 records. If I add bottom 2 records, top 2 records, so you need to add ascending, click top 2 records from this EMP table. That's it. In this video tutorial, I have explained how to get the n number of records dynamically by a user selection number of records, top or bottom. Thanks for watching this video tutorial. Please subscribe, share and leave your valuable comment. We'll catch you in my next video tutorial.